This is how you get everything you want in life for free with Bitcoin. I've been doing this for the past 6 years. My name is Colin Yerkison. I've been buying Bitcoin since 2020 and I've been mining it since 2022. I've helped hundreds of clients accumulate more Bitcoin through Bitcoin mining and pay little to nothing in taxes. And today I want to show you this incredible strategy that's allowed me to live the life of my dreams without ever having to sell my Bitcoin. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is obviously accumulate Bitcoin. Okay, you need to dollar cost average. You probably want to mine Bitcoin so you can get some tax write-offs. And then whenever you have bigger payouts from your businesses or your W-2 job, maybe you get a bonus, you do a bulk purchase. You purchase a lot of Bitcoin at once. Usually this would be sometime at an area of opportunity if we have a flash crash or if we're in a bear market. Okay, so that's your step one. You want to really disconnect your emotions from this process. That is why dollar cost averaging and mining Bitcoin is so incredible, because you set it and forget it. It's doing it for you all the time and you don't have to think. Okay, next, once you have a sufficient amount of Bitcoin, you obviously want to start living life the way you want, right? If you have millions of dollars in Bitcoin, you're going to be tempted to go out and buy a Ferrari or go on an awesome trip or maybe build your dream home, right? How do we acquire these things while keeping the scarcest asset of all time? Well, we borrow against it, just like the rich people. They buy, they borrow, and they die, okay? And this is how we do it on a retail level. We're going to use a platform like Strike. Okay, Strike is an app you can download on your phone, and they offer Bitcoin-backed loans. They offer 12-month loans starting at 10% APR. The LTV is 50%, meaning if you pledge $100,000 in Bitcoin, you're able to loan against it $50,000, okay? The fees are great. There's no origination, early repayment, or closure fees, which means, if you want to pay it off within 1 month of opening it, you're not going to get fined anything. Okay. And the best part, the most important part, is they do not rehypothecate your Bitcoin, meaning when I take out a loan with Strike, they are not going to be lending my Bitcoin out and making a yield on it. Okay. It's safe. So that is very important with any loan website you look at. And there's only a few of them that I would ever look at. You want to make sure that they do not rehypothecate. Okay. So let's say, for example, you have $1 million worth of Bitcoin. You put it in Strike. What are we going to now buy with a Bitcoin-backed loan? Well, I'm going to go over some things that I've done over the past 5 years. I'm going to give you some real-life examples and how they've worked out for me. And then you can kind of go ahead and take that and run with it and do what you wish. So one of the things that I really like in life is watches. I love nice watches. And I'm not talking just regular Rolexes or, the watches that you guys see in stores. I'm talking about exquisite Patek Philippe's, Richard Mille, Audemars Piguet, right? I really like these high-end watches because they're more rare. They go up in value or they stay at the same value. And that's very important with anything that we buy. Just know you have to pay it back within 1 year on your loan. So you're either going to have to pay off the loan in cash with your own income, or you're going to have to sell this item after a year of using it. And then with the proceeds of that sale, you'll pay off the loan. That's what I like to do because I get bored of things easily. So I can essentially rent my life, but I'm purchasing it, but I'm just going to use it for a year. And then I'm going to sell the item and then I'm going to pay back my Bitcoin loan. And then I get all that Bitcoin released back into my cold storage. Okay. So if you're a car guy, this is perfect for you, right? Because most car guys, they get bored about after a year. So you want to find a car like a Porsche 911 Turbo S, right? These are some of the best cars that go up in value or hold their value over time. So as long as you're not, racing this thing every single day, maybe you lose 5 to 10 grand on the car when you sell it, but ideally, it's holding 90 to 95% of its value. Same with Patek Philippe's or Audemars Piguet's. Like, these watches are going to either stay at their current value or they're going to go up. Okay, you can also buy more Bitcoin, right? If you are in a bear market and you have, let's say, $1 million in Bitcoin in a bear market, you know that Bitcoin's not going to drop another 50, 60%. This is an ideal time to borrow against your Bitcoin, increase your Bitcoin stack. You're going to buy Bitcoin with the proceeds. And then, over the next 12 months with that appreciation, you can sell off some of the appreciation to pay off the loan, or you can just pay back that loan with income you make over time. Because if you have a high paying job or, you're expected to make a lot of money over the year and you don't have the money at the moment, but the Bitcoin price is right, then it would be beneficial to you to borrow to buy the Bitcoin now and then pay it back over time with the money you make. And I've done this as well, and I'm going to go over that. Stocks, right? If you're, at a situation where there's a good stock that comes into play, and maybe there's an opportunity in the market, you can go ahead and do a swing trade. Okay. But ideally, you're going to do all these things for a 1 year term, right? Up to 1 year. You sell it back, whether it be Bitcoin, the stock, watches, cars, and then you pay off your loan. Okay. So here's the rules, right? And we have to be extremely safe with the way we do this. Okay. So my rule is only do this with 25% of your Bitcoin stack. That way, if we do have a point in time where Bitcoin suddenly drops 70%, and you are forced to, pay off that loan, and, maybe there's a liquidation, you only are ever at risk of losing 25% of your Bitcoin stack. Also, you never want to be doing this at all-time highs, right? I would not take out a Bitcoin back loan right now unless it was with a very, very small stack of mine, and I could always add more collateral if it gets margin called. Okay. So that's why I say 25%, because look, if we're doing it right now, Bitcoin drops 60%, we get margin called. I have another 75% of my Bitcoin stack that I could pledge to that loan if I need to, right? Ideally we don't, we just pay it down. If buying stocks and Bitcoin, you want to originate the loan in the bear market. Okay. And this is something that I've done in 2020. It wasn't the bear market. We were coming out of the bear market, kind of did it at the perfect time. And I was able to increase my Bitcoin stack. And you only want to buy assets that appreciate or stay neutral, right? These are my 3 rules that I have when I do this. So here's some examples of some of the things I did. So I doubled my Bitcoin stack in November 2020 by taking out a Bitcoin back loan. The Bitcoin price appreciated by 3x over the next 6 months, and I was able to refinance my loan with that appreciation. So I was able to hit up, at the time it was BlockFi I did the loan with, and I wrote them an email saying, hey, my collateral is worth so much more now. Are you able to release back some of the Bitcoin that's in there? And since it was way over collateralized, it was at like 75% LTV at that point, they sent back the Bitcoin to my wallet, and I was able to put that Bitcoin in cold storage. And then I was able to pay off that loan with active income over 2 years, because I refinanced it after year 1 because the bull market was still going. And then I had a whole nother year to pay off that Bitcoin and get it released back to me. So I was able to double my Bitcoin stack and keep all of the Bitcoin. Then in 2021, I bought a Patek Philippe 5712 1A for 120 grand. And I have the actual screenshot right here from my watch tracker. It said it was worth $226,000. I actually ended up selling it for $165,000. These are always a little overinflated, but I still made a clean $45,000 wearing my dream watch for 3 months. I kept all my Bitcoin. My portfolio appreciated. I sold the watch back and I paid off my loan. My Bitcoin went back to cold storage. Right. And then I could go ahead and buy another watch. And I did that. I bought a Patek Philippe 5711 1R, which is the rose gold one of my other favorite watches. Right. You can do this to buy cars. This is my Lamborghini Urus that I had for about a year before selling it. Okay. So the opportunity is endless for you to go live an incredible lifestyle without having to sell your Bitcoin. Okay. I had a client recently who borrowed against his 8-figure Bitcoin stack to purchase Bitcoin miners, right? We're approaching Q4. He has a multi 8-figure Bitcoin stack. He's never taken out a Bitcoin loan. And he went ahead and borrowed a very small percentage. I think it was like, 10 or 15% of his total stack. And he received a multiple 6-figure write-off with no money out of his pocket. And now what he's doing is, with all the Bitcoin mining profits, he's just using that to directly pay off the loan. He didn't really care about the Bitcoin profits. He cared more about the write-off in his situation. So imagine getting a 6-figure write-off without having any money come out of your pocket, not having to sell any Bitcoin. You're literally using debt against your best performing asset to get the write-off, and now he's mining for the next 4 years. So the opportunities are endless. This is really one of the best methods, and over time it's going to get even better. JP Morgan Chase is actually working on opening up Bitcoin backed loans at their bank. So you will someday be able to go into JP Morgan, You're going to be able to show your Bitcoin as collateral, and they're going to lend you a home against your Bitcoin. Like, you will be able to get Bitcoin-backed mortgages, okay? This is all coming, Bitcoin-backed car loans, and the rates are going to be much better, right? Once the rating agencies understand Bitcoin, which could take another 5 years, but everything is going to be pledged against Bitcoin. MicroStrategy is already doing this with their Bitcoin-backed bonds, their preferred stocks, Stretch, Stride, Strife, and Strike. They are essentially much better than bonds. They're offering 8 to 12% yield. Some of them are fixed, some are variable. They have different maturities, but essentially they built a yield curve on Bitcoin. Okay, so this is all happening, and this is just the very, very tip of the iceberg. There's so much more to this, but this is what we can utilize right now, right? Strike, in my opinion, is probably one of the best platforms to do it. And yeah, I wanted to share this because I want you to keep your Bitcoin stack. I want you to enjoy your appreciation, and I want you to enjoy the finer things in life without having to sell your Bitcoin. So if you do want to live the life of your dreams while accumulating the best asset class of all time, while paying little to nothing in taxes, then you have to learn more about Bitcoin mining. And I want to explain everything to you on a call with me or someone from my team. So if you want to learn how you can increase your stack, dollar cost average, use Bitcoin-backed loans and other 0% financing to acquire Bitcoin miners so you can get a tax write-off in 2025, then make sure you just click the link down below in the description to talk to me or someone close to my team. And if you enjoyed this video and you want more daily Bitcoin videos and updates, go ahead and subscribe, smash the like button, comment down below what other videos you want to see from me, because I'm dropping one every day for the next 30 days. With that being said, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.